right, so at this point, after viewing carefully and learning carefully through the first couple lectures about how we find limit, and so I particularly started out showing everybody how to estimate limit numerically, and then we turn our attention over to estimating limits graphically. But in the end, after the different considerations, and of course we will learn even better and more efficient techniques to find limits quickly and exactly. But in the end, one ultimate truth at this point that we have to understand that ever since we start into our first stepping stone into finding limits right here, then let's say we have a function and we want to find the limits as we let x coming close to a given limit point. But notice here I'm not using any superscript. And so the only time, and this is the truth I'm about to say right here, the only time we can make a conclusion that the limit of this function comes to a finite value. And so L here, assuming L is a finite value. Now what do I mean by a finite value? It could be like a 5, like a 2, like a 1, like a 1,000, some number that you can see, some real number, some actual number. Doesn't have to be a nice looking number at all, but a finite number. So L is a finite number. So any time that our general two-sided limits come to a finite number, if we can, anytime we can make that conclusion, that is only possible if and only if. So my double arrow over here is equivalent to the worded statement if and only if. If and only if the left-hand sided limit, when x coming close to a from the left-hand side equals L, and also the right-hand side limit equals L as well. So my board here is short, so allow me to write that with a little bit jump in line right here, but many textbooks write this all in one line. But basically you need to have the idea here that the only time you can make conclusion about your final limits is only when both sided limits agree to one number. Then you can make conclusion that that final overall limits as x getting close to a from both sides agree to the same limits as well. Okay. And so in the next lecture where we're heading, we're going to start getting into some actual algebraic technique so that we can find the limits of any function that's more exact and more precise.